Turn, watch my line. Watch my stream. Huh?
But you know what's even harder? Animals. They
Watch
can't
my
tell you what they
stream.
want. Their aggression is easy to miss. They can be a source of who would ever come up with
Man, you
such
gotta
a
talking
crazy idea?
about the
These
crown,
cephalopods
bro.
only look
They
soft,
just
but they have two
gotta
weapons at once.
not let you
Sucker
talk.
cups, quite
And then
capable
my
of
LeBron Bill free throws suck, bro.
right in the middle
No
of the
lie, bro.
octopus and consists of hard chitin. The octopus's beak is very similar to the beak of
If y'all want this bill,
powerful muscles to that, and you get a
I'm gonna make
creature
a
that's
video on
certainly
it.
not worth combining with the human face. Otherwise, you may suffer the fate of American Jamie
Oh,
Bishler.
for
She just
real?
wanted to take a funny picture for the contest and had to go to the hospital.
Oh, you got so much arms
Oh,
in
she's
here.
clearly hurt. Shark victims. Sharks don't attack people that often. In most cases, they do it because of interest, because people aren't on their menu at all. Swim up and gently bite a strange creature. What if it's delicious? And you don't need to shout after all. In 90% of cases, after an exploratory bite, the shark just swims away. And according to the International Wildlife Museum, there is 1 in a 4 million chance of meeting this particular marine predator. But usually all this data isn't very reassuring for some reason. Well, let's say thanks to Jaws. Let's figure out what to do with the shark when we meet it. First of all, it's better to avoid this meeting. You better not go into muddy water or swim in the dark. Sharks don't have flashlights, so they'll have to swim closer to find out that you aren't dangerous, and also they can take a bite. But let's say the shark is in sight. Don't turn your back on it and take an upright position, because nothing in the ocean is in an upright position. It's more likely that a predator will think you're crazy and stay away. If he does swim up and show too much interest, well, you'll have to attack it. Hit the shark in the nose and get out as soon as you can. And if it already bites, hit it in the eye. Grab the gills. Somehow that works. Red rag. Have you ever heard about how bulls react to red? Oh, once a bull sees something of a similar shade, it loses control. No, that's not true. Bulls attack a red rag not because it's red, but because it's waving. It might as well be green or yellow or even a portrait of the bull's mother. Okay, that'd be weird. So if you happen to meet an unfriendly horned animal, don't feed them. One of our viewers is about to explain, and it might just turn out to be a squirrel. In fact, despite all the cuteness and fluffiness, all that people love squirrels for, they may not be so harmless. If a sick squirrel bites or scratches a person, it's unlikely to feel remorse, but the bitten person is in danger. However, the animals themselves have problems because of human interaction. First, squirrels need to get certain nutrients from natural sources. Without them, it can end in disease. Secondly, as a result of feeding, in one area, there can be a hell of a lot of squirrels. It's unlikely that you want one day to come to the park and see how
Dang, I was looking at TV.
run in search of food.
Tough.
Kind of a squirrel apocalypse that may again lead to the development of many squirrel diseases. Well, thirdly, squirrels can begin to associate people with food.
That's what LeBron do, boy.
At least we hope so. But
He
they'll
catch
lose their
bodies.
natural fear of man and may one day come close to some
Kelly,
squirrel haters.
I saw you on
Anyway,
Get
that's no
Around.
good. But if you still want to take care of squirrels, you better think about planting shrubs like wild cherry, dogwood, or hawthorn. It's not as sweet as feeding the animal right from the palm of your hand, but it's still useful.
Yeah.
Pause. Some people just love different exotic animals. Who needs cats, dogs, parrots, and hamsters when they can get a raccoon, or an otter, or several, or an owl? But in most cases, a wild creature can be really dangerous, even if it's not a predatory cat that's capable of eating one of the little kids. The owl's claws can cause serious injury to anyone. You see them? They're huge, giant, strong, sharp hooks that can rip anything from a new
I thought I
pillow to
was gonna
human
make
skin.
that.
You have to be as careful with these birds as you can, and certainly not give your limbs to strange owls, unless, of course, you have a few extra hands to spare. Bullets for dogs. Oh, all those tiny jumpsuits, funny shoes, cute hats. What about the dog t-shirts? It's all so sweet and so dangerous. Experts say that the constant habit of dressing dogs in different clothes leads to their overheating. You don't think it's normal to leave your pet in a hot car. Overalls aren't going to do it either. Except for a few breeds that can really freeze in the winter, dogs don't need clothes. They've already grown their hair for this purpose. Imagine walking around in a fur coat all the time, but then you put on a t-shirt on top of it as well. Doesn't feel good. Especially if it's warm enough outside. Dogs are also living creatures who may not like this attitude. If you want to dress somebody up, you better buy a dog. Cheetah tongue. If you are the happy owner of a cat, you surely know what it is. Cat hair everywhere. Night run through all the rooms. Rustling bags. And perhaps a gentle licking. But that's where the main problem lies. No matter how cute and soft your cat is, the tongue is hard as sandpaper. It's not smooth at all, so your cat might get caught in some blanket or cloth with it, and you're gonna have to save her. It's all because of the little spine-like epithelial growths. You can't do without them when you're keep your coat clean. And, well, the spines cling to the tangled hairs and either untangle them or just collect the dirt. Anyway, it's a very useful thing. But what about really big cats?
Look at that. See that?
Big cats have big spines on their tongues. Cheetahs' tongues are very grainy, like sandpaper. Wet, too. Can you imagine it? Now add hundreds of tiny spines, sharp as shark teeth. They cover 95% of the tongue surface, and to the cheetah, it's the best comb and sponge in the world. Because cheetahs, well, they're fluffy. So a person wouldn't be happy to come in contact with a tongue like that. If a wild cheetah attacks you and licks you, a rough tongue would be the least of your problems. If possible, stay away from wild cheetahs.